forget where you're coming from. King Shango set the trend. Yo, I want them. Mama telling you this. Hey, ja. Wanna better have some respect and manners. See the Asian them and give them honors.
Respect and manners.
Yes,
Nothing wrong with
they
that.
always say, too little simple thing can carry you through the world. Respect and manners, that's all I'm asking from you. Respect and manners, then love will come to you. Respect and manners, that's all I'm asking from you. Respect and manners.
I dot my say. I dot my say. I dot my say. I dot my say.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another vlog. Right, today this is part 6 of exploring the 14 parishes in Jamaica. Today we are in Sligoville in St. Catherine. Now the first thing that I noticed about Sligoville is the beautiful views. I have travelled this road a few times. Boy, those of you in Sligoville, you got good road, you know. We can't say that about many places in Jamaica, but you've got good road leading up to Sligoville. But the views are amazing. Look at these views, guys. Mountaintop views, literally the whole way through. Now, Sligoville is very, very interesting and holds a lot of historical importance because Sligoville was the very first free village in Jamaica. Sligoville was also not only the first free village in Jamaica, but was also the home to the first RASTA community in Jamaica too. And we'll talk about that later in the video. Now as we come into Sligoville, there's a police station, but also on the left is a stadium, a really nice stadium. I believe they have a festival there every year. I'm not sure. I think it's like a jerk festival that they have there every year. There are some concerns that it's underutilized. So other than the jerk festival on an annual basis, not much else happens here. So it'd be nice to see this place utilized a little bit more. And also the residents of Sligoville are calling for more acknowledgement of Sligoville because it is a first free village, and I'm going to go into the history of that as we get onto the video further. And also the residents are calling for maybe more tours to take place there, put it as a place of interest, which I totally agree with. Now, as we go along the video, we're coming to a church which is St. John's Anglican Church, and I'm going to talk about that as we go through the video. But let's get into the history of how Sligoville became the first free village in Jamaica. Sligoville, established in 1835 in the parish of St. Catherine, was the first post-emancipation free village to be established through the industry of the formerly enslaved in collaboration with the Baptist Church in Jamaica. Located to the north of Spanish Town, the settlement occupies land in an area formerly known as Highgate. It was also the site of and estate and great house of the same name. The area was also known as Government Mountain. Highgate, as it was known, was at the time owned by Howe Peter Brown, the second Marquis of Sligo, who was governor of Jamaica from 1834 to 1836. This period was the beginning of the emancipation of the enslaved and was also the advent of the system of stipendiary magistrates established to monitor the transition to full freedom. Lord Sligo's tenure in Jamaica was marked by constant friction with the House of Assembly, where he was perceived as being overly sympathetic to the newly liberated enslaved people. He also found himself in conflict with some of the stipendiary magistrates whose conduct towards the formerly enslaved he found unduly harsh. The relenting imbroglio became untenable, and eventually Lord Sligo tendered his resignation to the Secretary of the Colonies, returning to England in 1836. The area in which Sligoville developed had been the location of Baptist ministry activity since 1829, led by native Baptists George Lyle and George Knibb. On July the 10th, 1835, Filippo bought 25 acres of land for £100, on which the village of Sligoville was established. The land was subdivided into quarter-acre lots and sold to the emancipated slaves for the sum of £3. The list of the original purchasers of lots included, and there's a list of names, guys, and at the end I'm going to put a video of all the names of the original purchasers of the lots. In October 1835, construction of a school and church building began and was completed in time for the celebration of the first Emancipation Day on August 1st, 1838. On June 12, 1840, the village of Sligoville was formally dedicated. It was named after Lord Sligo in honour of his contribution to the process of emancipation. Sligoville was one of a number of free villages established in post-emancipation Jamaica. Others in St. Catherine included Kitson Town, Clarkson Town and Vale Lionel. By 1844, there were 116 free villages spread across 6 parishes of the island, with some 18,365 houses built. Now, we are at the St. John's Anglican Church. From here you can see the stadium. I'm going to talk a little bit about the church and the history of the church as well. Yes. So this is where Jerkfest is kept every year, I'm assuming. Sligoville Fest. Yeah. Sligoville Emancipation Fest, to be exact. There was some talk about Sligoville. Oh, okay. Jamaica's first free town. First.
They keep it up though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they put them things together. Praise the Lord. Another prayers. Holy ground, my peeps. Respect our manners. Give thanks to life.
Yeah.
Show respect to the holy grounds. The ancestors them surround it. That's right.
Yeah. See if I can see anything inside. Oh, there's a lizard.
Yeah, man. So, that way place.
Is it?
Yeah, man. So I want to say. Come share something.
It's not the lizard I was trying to see inside the building.
Share something.
Oh, look, wait there. Look, guys, you can see inside. A little bit inside.
Not a Sunday, so church not going on. That's for us.
I don't know if it's even in use. I'm not sure if this building's in use like that.
But then keep it up against it and take care of it.
Yeah. It might be a National Heritage stuff.
The boy lizard there.
That's horrible, isn't it?
No horrible. Is that lizard?
Can't really see it.
Alright, look on what's this now. Millions of what's this.
Oh yeah, look at them what's this.
Them secure the place. You just walking away, feel like you want to walk.
Look
Come on,
at
sir.
them.
What's the one look on what's this? Look at what's this.
Yeah, I see.
What's like a jewel right line off right there, sir.
Now this church is the St. John's Anglican Church and was built by John Augustus O'Sullivan in 1840, and it's still standing strong today. And here, guys, you can see the church. Managed to see a little bit inside the church. There's the graves around the church. There's a beautiful view from up here, but this was built in 1840. In Sligoville as well, you can also see remnants of the Sligoville Great House, and you can also see Highgate House, or the ruins of Highgate House, which used to house several British governors. Not only was Sligoville the first free village in Jamaica, but Sligoville was also home to the first RASTA village or RASTA community in Jamaica. And as we go on, I'm going to talk about that and the history of that as well. Coming up, we've got some pictures of what Sligoville looked like back in those days. Now, earlier in the video, I mentioned the first settlers of Sligoville. Now, here are the names of the first settlers of Sligoville. Now, guys, if any of you are from Sligoville or you know somebody from Sligoville, have a look at the names on the list. Is your name on there? Is your family's name on there? Maybe they were one of the first settlers of Sligoville. Leonard Howe, born in June 1898, passed away in January 1981, also known as the Gong, was a Jamaican religious figure. He was one of the first preachers of the Rastafari movement and is known by many as the first Rasta. He was born in Clarendon in 1898 and he left Jamaica as a youth, traveling to many places including Panama and New York. He did actually work with Marcus Garvey, and he was one of the key figures who worked with Marcus Garvey to evoke change. He then left the Marcus Garvey movement and started his own movement on the journey as a Rasta. He began preaching in 1933 about what he considered the symbolic portent of the African diaspora, the crowning of Rastafari. He also wrote a book called The Promised Key. Although this resulted in his being arrested, tried for sedition, and imprisoned for 2 years. During this time, while he was in prison, the Rastafari movement grew. Over the following years, Howell came into conflict with all the establishment authorities in Jamaica. Howell was seen as a threat largely due to the anti-colonial message of the Rastafarian movement, which he was perpetrating along with the sermons, promoting the idea of a positive black racial identity. As his following continued to grow, he formed a town called Pinnacle in Sligoville in the parish of St. Catherine that became famous as a place for Rastafari. It was called Pinnacle because it was high up in the mountains. You can go there today, guys, and see some remnants of that place as well. Leonard Howell died in Kingston, Jamaica on 23rd of January 1981 after suffering a vicious attack months earlier where he was slashed in the face and beaten badly at the age of 83 in Tredegar Park, St. Catherine, not far from Pinnacle. Although Leonard Howell suffered much abuse for the foundation of Rastafari, his legacy as a perceived true hero and leader in anti-colonialism took root throughout Jamaica and the Caribbean and eventually globally. Ironically, the same government who sought his continual persecution has in 2022 awarded Leonard P. Howell, or Gong, with an Order of Distinction.